Ladies and gentlemen, now in today's video we're going to be covering all of the tips, tricks, need to know information and also best champions to defeat the uncollected version of Vision Aarkus. Now when it comes to fighting Vision Aarkus, there are two different problems. So the very first one is he starts with a power gain buff and gains a power gain buff every 10 seconds. So this stacks up and up and up, and especially around 3 to 5 of them his power gain does become a little bit crazy. Also, whenever he has power gain active, he's going to have an armor break timer, which applies an armor break to you every 2.3 seconds if you are near Vision Aarkus. However, you can actually dash away to reset this timer, so there are kind of some ways to play around it. However, if you do get an armor break debuff, then you're going to receive cold snap damage whenever you stand next to Vision, as long as you have an armor break debuff. So the key to this fight is not getting an armor break debuff and really getting rid of the power gain, because again, once he has a few stacks of that, man, he's like a worse version of Hyperion. Especially at 4 or 5 stacks, there are so many special attacks going off, and that special 2 is really tricky to dodge, but the special 1 is fairly straightforward once you kind of get used to Vision and the rhythm of the fight. So for the easiest possible kill against Vision Aarkus, you're looking for 2 different criteria. You either want 1, a very strong nullify champion that can spam a lot of nullify and just continually remove or block out the power gain, or number 2, a ridiculously overpowered damage champion so that he dies before the power gain and or the cold snap is going to be an issue, because he doesn't have any immunities. So if you've got a beyond god tier crazy damage dealer, man, and you just want to go in and mash your buttons against this dude and get him down fairly quickly, you can do, but this video guide is for people that maybe don't have access to those elusive rank 5 champions. Now before we get into the rest of the gameplay breakdowns, I want to talk about some of the best champions for Vision Aarkus, give you guys a long list of characters that can work really well in this fight. So again, in terms of counter criteria, ideally you're either looking for a very strong nullified champion or a champion that is so ridiculously overpowered that you can kill Vision Aarkus before his cold snap and also power gain become a bit of an issue. But failing that, you want to maybe have a look if there are any champions in your roster that either have armor break immunity or cold snap immunity. And again, we're going to talk about all of the champions that really do shine in each one of these categories. Now, for Nullify, we got Symbiote Supreme. He's just one of the kings of Nullify in this game. You get Nullify right at the start of the fight. Also, you can apply rapid staggers throughout his various phases. Special 3 will strip all of the power gain as well. So Symbiote Supreme just locks this man down. A very effective counter there. Scarlet Witch, whenever you land a critical hit, you're going to nullify the opponent, so it's very easy to kind of strip the power gain off Vision there. Hood, you've got the stagger and also the fate seal on the special 2, so Hood is a really good matchup for Vision. Mephisto is an amazing matchup because you can fate seal at the start of the fight, preventing the first 2 power gains. So yeah, that's super valuable there. But also, even if he does get a power gain and you get armor broken, Mephisto does have the cold snap immunity to fall back on, so Mephisto is a bit of a 2-in-1 for the fight, man. A really good time. Magic, you can nullify on the special 1 and also via the special 3 as well. Magic's maybe not as immediate or effective as other options, but she can, you know, still get the job done, and also Limbo can mitigate and help reverse a fair bit of the cold snap damage as well, if you do take a little bit of it there. Dr. Voodoo, special 1 spam, you can convert all of those power gains into poison there, because again, Aarkus doesn't have any immunities, so you can poison him, and Dr. Voodoo is very effective there. Venom special 1, you have a chance to nullify and also regenerate, so Venom is really good for the matchup, man. We got some sick Venom gameplay coming up. Morningstar, on the special 2, you can obliterate all of the power gains, so yeah, Morningstar is really good. Dormammu on the special 1, you can remove 1 buff, but if you've got 100 of the like dark energy, you remove all buffs as well, so providing you get Dormammu charged up, then you can have a great time with that lad. Loki, you can steal the power gain on the special 1 and also the special 3. Ebony Maw, you can steal the power gain on the heavy attacks, so that's really awesome as well. And Ebony Maw, when you steal the power gain, you get it permanently, so Ebony Maw is actually a really good matchup for Vision Aarkus, because you just fuel up to like special 2, special 3 so incredibly quickly, so it just makes it a very straightforward and easy fight. We've also got Ghost Rider, you got Fate Seal on the special 1 and also the The special 3 as well, maybe a bit of regeneration if you do happen to mess up there. Awakened Doctor Strange, just to spam his nullify with the awakened ability, and also the brand new champion that comes out today, Black Widow Clairvoyant. So even if you get a lesser version of her, maybe a 4-star version, she should still be viable for the uncollected version of Vision. And then you've got Cold Snap immune champions like Human Torch, Annihilus, Sabretooth, Emma Frost, Corvus Glaive, Thing, who is immune to Armor Break and not Cold Snap, but I just kind of listed him under there, and also Warlock that does have Cold Snap immunity. Also here, you might notice I didn't list Iron Man Infinity War just because of the Armor Break aura. Again, that's going to take away his armor breaks, and Iron Man needs an armor up buff in order to be immune to Cold Snap, so he doesn't like work too well, man. I tested him out, and I didn't think he was the best option, but he might be alright for some people, but I just don't think, you know, he really is the greatest champion out there. And then we got the crazy burst champions like Captain Marvel MCU is just so good because you can use the Cold Snap to go very quickly into binary ignition and just burst this man down. Domino, Havoc, Omega Red, Aegon, Cull Obsidian, Nick Fury, and really any other ridiculous damage champion. There are a lot of characters in this game that can just shred through the opponent. So yeah, if you can bring somebody that kills Vision Aarkus before he becomes a problem with a power gain or Cold Snap, then, you know, it's a pretty straightforward time. However, I think there are a lot of options this month. I don't think he's the worst to fight, but in today's video we are going to be focusing on nullified champions for the most part, because again there are so many really good ones. So let's get into some of the Vision Aarkus gameplay. Now, first up, we've got the Cosmic King of Nullifying. It's Venom Man, a champion that everybody forgets does have the ability to nullify buffs. So our honorary Mystic today is awesome for killing Vision Aarkus, man. You'll notice at the start we were playing a little bit conservative, dashing back just to make sure we didn't get the armor break applied to us. But now we've thrown off a special 1, we've removed his power gain, and here we're just trying to bait out special 1. And as soon as you see him dive at you, that's just kind of the time to like dash back and dash in. Like Vision Special 1 is quite straightforward to bait out, but as soon as you see him lunge, man, just dash back and you are good to go. We do take a little bit of Cold Snap damage here, but again, as long as you're not near Vision, you're not going to get the Cold Snap, so even if you do get armor broken, and you do have a little bit of distance in the fight, you can dash away in order to, you know, remove it there. Also, you can dash away right before the armor does apply to you, so if you go in and do like 3-4 hits and then dash back, that is a method to kind of mitigate the armor breaks in matchups and scenarios where he has the power gain and you don't have a champion that is immune to Cold Snap. So yeah, really clean takedown with Venom there. We didn't get super lucky on the nullifies, but it was enough just to, you know, manage that fight, so it worked out pretty well. One very important thing to know about Vision as well is every 9.5 seconds he can shrug off a non-damaging debuff. So this could be something like a parry. So when you do parry him right at the start of the fight, you'll often see tenacity and also a timer come up as well. So just be aware of that. Now, next up we have the Hood matchup, and Hood has a little bit of a tricky start to the Vision Aarkus fight, just because he doesn't have any way to immediately nullify the very first power gain that comes on Vision, so you need to build up to the special 2, apply the Fate Seal, and that way you can remove it. Once you got the special 2 on Vision, it's all about playing as aggressively as you possibly can, just in order to apply Stagger to allow him not to gain any more power. So here we staggered, he nullified it with the Fury that's on the node as well, so that is a little bit of an annoying one that does come up, but luckily we got a second stagger, so we could also nullify the power gain, man. So we're back to a scenario, and here I probably should have gone for the special 2, just for a little bit of safety, but I wanted to wait like a little bit longer, and I accidentally pushed to the special 3, so yeah, this was a little bit of a misplay that might have cost me the Hood matchup, but I quite like this one, just because it showed the ability for a character, even if you are in a little bit of a troublesome area and you kind of mess up your rotation, just to make a bit of a comeback on this fight. So here we don't have any stagger, he's about to gain a stack of power gain and thus get his armor break and also Cold Snap aura back up, so we're baiting out and dodging the special 1. Here we're dashing back after like 4-3 hits the majority of the time, just to avoid getting that armor break. So this is a very kind of tactful way you can play around the fun and interactive damage. So yeah, I really do like in the Vision Aarkus matchup, even if you don't have a champion that is Cold Snap immune, you can play very cleverly, especially with the armor break timer, to avoid getting cold snap damage there, which is really, really nice. Just a very cheeky dash back there, and we are back up to the special 2, and we took exactly 0 cold snap damage while building that one up, so that's a really great time. But the problem is, if you don't have a champion that can nullify, his power gain goes up to 4 or 5 quite quickly, and that's when it does become a fair bit of a problem, because he's just going to be using special attacks all the time, and if this does happen, then he throws you back into the corner, and then, you know, you can't, like, dash back to get out of proximity of him. So yeah, it's just something that is a bit of a delicate balancing act, but you can see if you have, like, a fairly good nullified champion, you do keep this man under control, you're mitigating at least some of the power gains. He is quite an easy character to manage when baiting out the special ones. So there we go. It seemed like a bit of an unlikely start, but we managed to get a pretty clean one-shot there with Hood. So Hood is just an absolutely exceptional option, and even with, like, the failure of missing a special 2 and going for a special 3, we still managed to do it, so I'm pretty happy about that. Next up, we got the Dr. Voodoo matchup, so this one is just brilliant. It does have a little bit of a rough start. I think this kill specifically as well. So yeah, I should have dashed back a little bit earlier there to not get the armor break. So you can see now that we got Cold Snap, man, we are just getting layered into there. It's about 1,600 damage every single second. So the Cold Snap, it really, really hurts, and we also just blocked a special 2 there, because I'm just not confident enough to fully evade the special 2, man. It's a really tricky one to try and get the timing down. But despite that really bad start, now that we started converting some of the power gains into poison, Vision is just getting absolutely nuked, boys. This is such a good matchup for Dr. Voodoo, and even if you do have like a fully maxed out 4-star version of Voodoo, he'd be completely viable for this fight. So yeah, I love Voodoo in this matchup, man. He's really, really fun to play. You've just got to play a little bit better than I did toward the start of this one. That'd be my personal bit of advice there. But a 36-hit kill, certainly not too shabby at all. Now, finally, we have a super fun kill that I wanted to pull off just for my own personal sense of enjoyment. So we got the 6-star version of Thing versus Vision Aarkus, and he kind of falls into the category of he can't be armor broken, and also he has some ridiculously overpowered damage. Like even a 4-star Thing can burst Vision Aarkus down, providing that you do have the 4 synergies along. So yeah, we got 6 Furies from the champion synergy now. We're going for a parry 5 combo, pretty much smack just over 50% of his hit points down. I should have probably chained on the special 2 there, and he would have died immediately, but we go for a medium special 2, and that man is just, he's dead, mate. He's absolutely ruined. So, ladies and gentlemen, that does bring us to the end of today's Vision Aarkus Uncollected guide. If you did enjoy today's video and found it useful, if you could do me a massive favor and smash that like button, that'd be greatly appreciated. But aside from that, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.